Rivian made waves in the EV market in the early 2020s with the first electric pickup truck to come to market, and it's absolutely amazing. Fast forward in 2025, the Rivian is still an amazing product, and even though we've seen a lot of other manufacturers come out with all-electric pickup trucks, the Rivian has remained relevant and very well regarded by the automotive press. But the one thing about the Rivian that's unique about it is it is not a full-size pickup truck. The Silverado EV, they're all big, full-size pickup trucks, where the Rivian's more of like a mid-size. It's along the lines of the size of like our Ford Ranger, or a Toyota Tacoma. So when it comes to parking and maneuvering in an urban city environment, obviously it's a little bit easier with a smaller footprint like on the Rivian. And then when it comes to going off-road, the bigger the vehicle, sometimes not the greatest thing for going off-road, especially if you're in like some tight trail situations. And the Rivian is amazing at going off-road. There's also some more Rivian products that have recently came out. So this is the 2022 Rivian R1T. Back in the early 2020s when the Rivians first came out, they pretty much made them in only two ways. You had the Adventure package, and then you had the Launch Edition. You could get pretty much the same equipment on the Adventure package as the Launch Edition, but the Launch Edition just had more standard equipment, and the Launch Edition also had some exclusive colors. This is the Adventure package, and then later on we also saw the release of a Rivian R1S, which is basically an SUV version of the pickup truck. The SUV has a little bit of a shorter wheelbase, and obviously it's a SUV, not a pickup truck, so there's no pickup bed. So the first Rivians like this one, they were all quad motors. So that means there's an electric motor at each wheel. That's like having 4 engines. This thing makes over 800 horsepower, 0 to 60 right around 3 seconds. That is amazing performance. Back in the early 2020s, they were all quad motor, all-wheel drives. They all came with a large battery pack. Now you can get them with a dual motor, a tri-motor, so 3 motors, or a quad motor. And they've gone up quite a bit in price. Now the entry-level Rivian with the dual motors and the standard battery pack, the price point on those is just as much as what these cost brand new. So an equivalent quad or tri-motor R1T, which kind of approaches the performance and features and power and battery size as this one. If you go to the Rivian's website, they're not $75,000, $80,000 like this one cost when it was brand new. Now they're $100,000 to $110,000. So these older R1Ts are proving to be very popular because people are realizing, hey, you know, if I want to get a quad motor, large battery pack Rivian, it's not going to be $70,000, $80,000. It's going to be more like a $90,000, $100,000. Where you can find a lot of these, Rivian R1Ts, these earlier versions on the pre-owned market, depending on the mileage and features for the $50,000, $60,000 price range. And you're getting an 800 horsepower quad motor pickup truck. Even the Cybertruck was not able to do the quad motors. The Cybertruck only has tri-motors in the highest performance version, the Cyber Beast. So Rivian is still one of the only EVs that I know of that has 4 electric motors. And the 4 electric motors doesn't just make this thing fast, it also makes it pretty amazing off-road because you're able to modulate the power at each individual wheel. And if you look at the details on the Rivian website, you can see that as far as drive mode features, off-road features, it's only the quad motor and the tri-motor that have all those extra features. If you get the dual motor, you're limited to as far as off-road prowess goes and some of the performance settings. We have a clean sheet design on the interior. The level of detail in these Rivians is absolutely amazing. I equate these to almost like electric Range Rovers. This is the fit and finish and luxury that you get with like a Mercedes, BMW, Range Rover. Teslas, like I said, I'm a big fan of Teslas. I own a Tesla. But the Tesla interiors are very understated. They're very minimalist. This has a little bit more pizzazz. You have like the stitched leather in the dashboard, the open pore wood trim. You have a lot more going on in the design of the seats and stuff like that. Little touches here and there just kind of make it feel more luxurious. Or the Teslas are very nice, even the Model S and X's, which are the range-topping versions. But those interiors feel a lot sparse or a lot more minimalist. And it's not good or bad, it's just all what people want, different strokes for different folks. We can also see the Rivian, kind of like Tesla's, not overladen with hard buttons and knobs, because when you have hard buttons and knobs, they're there forever. So Rivian has kind of taken a page out of the Tesla book, doing over-the-air updates, designing its own user interface. So they're constantly upgrading launching out new features. There's one cool feature where you can basically turn, I don't know if you can do it on this one, but you can basically turn the display into like Knight Rider. Cool little Easter eggs like that. You know, if you have kids, they absolutely love cool features like that. Also have these fantastic parking cameras, heated seats. You have an amazing terrain management system. This also has a height adjustable air suspension, so you can really get a lot of suspension height for off-road situations. These things are like Jeep Wrangler Rubicon or Ford Bronco Sasquatch package levels of off-road prowess. They're amazing. Or you can lower the suspension to, you know, lower the center of gravity, making it handle better and improving the aerodynamics and efficiency in the highway. We have different drive modes, like in Conserve, that will actually just have it operate in front wheel drive and lower the ride height. You can put it in sport mode, snow mode. We can see that the suspension is dropping on it right now to a lower height. With that air suspension, you can also adjust the ride feel. You can control the regenerative braking. Is really cool because what it does is it uses the electric motors to brake the vehicle instead of the actual brakes. So what it does is it reverses the polarity of the electric motors, turning them into generators. So normally all that kinetic energy you lose through heat through braking, it can recapture it and put it back in the vehicle. That's one reason why EVs are so efficient. And the other nice dividend of having that regenerative braking is your actual brakes are being used far less. So it's not uncommon for EVs to get well over 100,000 miles out of their brakes. In fact, I've bought and sold hundreds of EVs over the last 5 years, and I've never had to do a set of brakes on an EV. So as far as I'm concerned, maybe 150, 200,000 miles, you might have to do brakes. And brakes are one of the biggest maintenance items. If you had like a high performance Range Rover or AMG Mercedes that you compare it to the power output and features of this Rivian, I mean, you'd probably be spending, you know, $3,000, $4,000, $6,000 on front and rear pads and rotors if you had to replace them with those expensive Brembo brakes and stuff like that they put on some of those high performance, you know, SUVs and, you know, and crossovers. We also have a power operated frunk. I love the front end styling of the Rivian. It really creates a cool ambient effect at nighttime. Let's turn off the lights and check it out. You see one of these things coming down the road at nighttime and you see that big grill lit up. People are like, what is that thing? That thing looks absolutely wild. We can see in sport mode it's substantially lower. It's hugging the ground, lowering the center of gravity, improving the handling. Since you have no engine here, you have a large frunk, and there's actually even more space. If we go under here, we have additional space. Here's the charger. There's an adapter for a 110 outlet. The 110 outlet on these things is not very efficient, just to keep it real. That'll add maybe 1 mile of range per hour. It'll take you a week to have any meaningful charge in this thing. That's just for emergency purposes. But it also has a 220 adapter that you can use. You can also get a wall charger, but you can use this charger with the 220 adapter it comes with. Basically the 220 adapter is like that dryer outlet. You have one of those and you should be able to get a full charge overnight. That would be much more efficient. We also have an adapter here, so if you want to utilize this with a Tesla supercharger, Tesla's opened up their superchargers at select locations for Rivian, so that's really nice. The Tesla superchargers are absolutely amazing. And we have additional storage under here as well. We have 4 doors. It also doubles as a great family vehicle. Look at the attention to detail back here. You have another screen. Look at the seats. All the little details. This is stuff that you don't get with Tesla. I mean, you have a little USB-C port right in there, coat hook. You have the open pore wood trim there, contrasting colors. Beautiful job. Storage galore in the Rivian. You can also flip up the seats for additional storage under there. But we're not done yet. If we hit this button, we have a gear tunnel. Look at the size of this. We have a 12-volt outlet in there. You have integrated like roadside assistant, a toolkit, and first aid kits. And if you pull this armrest, you also have some access to the gear tunnel through the rear cargo pass-through. All right, so the one little fly in the ointment with these earlier Rivians is they have this really cool tonneau cover, but they have a tendency to bind up and malfunction like this one. So we're gonna have to take this to Rivian to get it fixed. It's still under warranty. Pretty much on all these earlier Rivians, these power tonneau covers were having issues. I think eventually they finally found a solution. But yeah, that's the one little fly in the ointment of these things. It's a cool idea, but yeah. So if you're looking at Rivian, some of these earlier ones of the tonneau covers, for a little while they actually just dropped them because they were having so much trouble. Finally they re-released them. But yeah, don't make it a deal breaker on your Rivian if you have troubles with a tonneau cover, because Almost every early one I've seen that has these tonneau covers, they have issues like that. But luckily, Rivian has a long warranty on these things, and we'll get it fixed. Either we'll fix it, or whoever buys it, they can just make an appointment with Rivian and get it fixed under warranty. And notice how the bed folds down. So the way the bed is hinged, it actually extends the bed pretty far with the tailgate down. So normally it's only a 4.5 foot bed, but when you extend it like this extends the length to 6 feet. We have a power outlet, we have a air compressor on this side, power outlet on that side, so we have two 110 power outlets, integrated LED lighting. Then we have a little handle right here, you flip that up, and look at that, even more storage. Or you could put a spare tire in here. Well, if you're in the market for a pre-owned electric pickup truck, there are plenty of these older Rivians out there, and they've proven to be very robust, very reliable. Knock on wood. I haven't seen too many issues, and I've bought and sold dozens of these over the years. I'm a big fan of the Rivian products. It's an American success story. They're built and assembled in Normal, Illinois. Rivian is an American company using American technology. They have some big money backers, like Amazon was a backer of Rivian, and I think even Ford, had some money backing Rivian as well. So pretty cool technology. It's like an electric Range Rover pickup truck, or whatever you want, or Mercedes pickup truck. I mean, this thing is first class luxury, very low ownership costs. You don't have expensive you don't have an expensive twin turbo V8 that needs a lot of maintenance and a lot of care and expensive oil changes and 60, 90K services. With EVs, it's pretty much fluid, filters, and tires. That's your maintenance. Wiper blades, cabin filters, tires of 800 horsepower and all this torque. You can go through tires pretty fast if you don't behave yourself. Now, obviously, with the regenerative braking, brakes are going to last a long time. It's almost like owning an appliance. What 800 horsepower vehicle can you buy that's that low maintenance? And on top of that, you have a balance. I think it's like 180,000 mile warranty on the battery and electric motors. It's like 150 or 180,000 miles. It is absolutely amazing. That's like having a 150 or 180,000 mile warranty on an 800 horsepower engine. What car company that you know of that makes gas cars that gives you a 150,000 mile warranty on an 800 horsepower engine? It doesn't happen. Well, thanks for joining me on this walk-around video of this 2022 Rivian R1T Adventure. It's an amazing quad motor, high performance pickup truck. It can go 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, smoke many sports cars in the street, and keep up with Wrangler, Rubicons, and Sasquatch, Broncos off-road. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.